Let's go, family. Grand Rising. It's your boy, Crazy Faith the God in the building, getting ready to drop some quick value for you guys today. So today's topic is actually going to be the power of mastering your sexual emotions, right? The power of mastering your sexual emotions, right? Turning your lust into love, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and dive in to this today. So with the power of having those sexual emotions is the ability to control it. There's nothing wrong with having a sexual emotion. It's just all about controlling it. We are all humans. We all go through those arousals and feelings and everything, right? So you know what helped me to actually master my sexual emotion is, once you get that arousal or you feel that feeling or that desire, you got to take that energy and transmute it into your goal, right? You got to transmute it into your goal, or you could turn it into love, right? Those lust, the lust, the feeling, the sexual desire, the emotions that comes with it, you can take those emotions and turn it into love, all right? And you have power to do that. You have power to transform any emotion into something positive. That's called the power of transmutation. The power of transmutation. We all have access to it, and it's time to step into it. It's time to activate it. Why? Because each and every single day, there's going to be temptations, there's going to be problems, there's going to be altercations, there's going to be circumstances that is going to be given to us. And we have to take those emotions, those problems, and transform it into something more powerful, right? Like our dreams and our goals, the ability to turn your lust into love is really powerful. This is something I have mastered, and I've been doing it. You know, we have no control over what the world does. Remember, this is a broken, fallen world, right? So we are in pretty much Satan's playground, right? He pretty much controls the earth, right? And we got to be bigger and better than the temptations and the circumstances that are around us, right? And it's all about getting grounded. It's all about being aware of the mind. Okay, once we feel these sexual emotions, what do we do about them? Once we feel that arousal, once we're challenged, once we're in tough situations, what do we do with that situation? What do we do with that circumstance, right? We don't let it uh, we don't let it dominate us. We don't let it take our internal world over. We actually let it fuel us and push us forward. Because remember, problems is gonna happen. So we got to be ready to execute and turn our negative emotions into positive emotions, so we can transform and grow further and not get stuck at a certain level and stumble and fall and get back up, stumble and fall and get back up. This is another way to break free. This is another way to break through and become the best version of yourself as possible, right? And that all starts from the power of you, right? The power of your will to transform a negative emotion into something positive, transforming um, negative emotions, transmuting that into positive energy, right? The power of transmutation. I can name the video of that too, right? It's all about taking something negative and using it for something good. That's what God does. Anytime something goes wrong, right? God will use that thing that went wrong to your advantage. That's called turning something wrong into something good, right? Um, and you just gotta be aware. You just gotta be aware and don't let the circumstance dictate your outcome or your situation, because you have the power to turn your frequency up and break out of that restriction in your mind, right? You have the power to turn your energy up and break out of that restriction in your mind, right? Transmute everything, turn your lust into love, right? And once you do that, you begin to grow more, right? You took something that was negative and now you switched it over to love. Now you're giving love out, right? You're giving so much love out to the point where you're just transmuting that, right? So when that problem comes, you're not even bothered. I got this. I know what to do, right? Transmute that, and then now you're able to give other people love. right? With nothing in return. Yeah, that's another one. You have to do this with nothing in return, right? When you transmute that lustful feeling into love, you have to show love, transmute that love with nothing in return, and you got to do it consistently. If that thought comes back, or if that emotion comes back, you got to do it again. Love, 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 love. Transmute it. Let it dominate until it dominate your internal world, right? I found it so powerful that God uses negative situations. The enemy meant it for bad, but he used it for good. That's what I was looking for earlier, right? He meant it for bad, but God uses it for good. And we could do the same thing with situations and circumstances. Just like how he does it, we could do it too. And it works in our favor, right? And you become unstoppable. You become unbreakable. Your spirit becomes unstoppable, unbreakable if you keep doing this. But if you don't do it, you're not going to see what's on the other side. You're just going to, get stuck, drop, drop, start, drop. So it's just like, all right, it's time to break through, right? But these little hacks of transmuting your negative energy into positive energy, right? I encourage you guys to actually try this and see if it works for you. See if it works for you, and see how you can share this with other people, that may be going through the situation, you know. Um, we're humans, right? We're not perfect. And don't feel bad if you're going through something. You got to still love yourself, give yourself grace and room enough to change, grow, and adjust to become the best version of who God created you to be, right? And don't beat yourself up, right? I used to be the person that beat myself up. That, like, oh man, you came up short. We all come up short. We all have sinned, right? It's not okay to sin, but we all have sinned, and we got to make that change to do something better, right? To change those negative, sinful desires and pleasures into something positive, right? No weapons formed against you shall prosper. They may be formed, but now you can take what was formed and turn it into something positive and let that fuel you towards your dreams, goals, desires, and what you want in life, right? You have the ability. This is the power of the mind that we're now being able to be aware of, and actually show other people and be a greater impact to the world and to God's kingdom, you know. But yeah, that's really big. Showing love with nothing in return, because people like to do things and get something in return. But I noticed that once you do something for something in return, you give something for something else in return, it shortens your growth. You do it for the wrong reasons, your intentions is off, and you don't see the outcome that you desire. You're irritated, you're frustrated. But why? Because you're doing it with something in return. When you do something, you have to do with nothing in return. But at the same time, God is still going to bless you. But you have to have the mindset of doing things, adding value with nothing in return. We live in a world with a lot of people. It's an evil world, fallen world. People are takers, right? People are takers, right? And we got to be aware of that. We got to be aware of that and transmute our negative energy to positive and stay away from those people that are trying to pull you down, right? That's trying to drain you, right? We have to be aware of these things, right? And this is the keys to success. Because if you think about it, problems is gonna happen, and it's up to you to do something different next time it happens. You have the power and the will to do it. It's your choice, you know? So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I hope you guys get 1% better. Step out your comfort zone, even though it feels uncomfortable. Push yourself to grow, to change, to evolve, and transform. Because not only you're doing it for you, you're also doing it for everyone around you, also your family, to inspire them to change and to come up higher with you. So with that being said, it's your boy, Crazy Faith of God on the way out. Let's grow.